Okay, so I'm on my way back from the Channel Islands at the moment. So I'm crossing the channel. I don't know whether you can see on the plot, the wind's just picked up, so I've got some wind and I'm sailing now, which is nice. I'm doing, it says there, over 5 knots, which is great for this boat. If it keeps on like that, I'll be very happy. And then the estimated ETA will be around to Dartmouth at 10. Dartmouth or Salcombe, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight. On the chart here as well, you can see that I'm in this, what they call the traffic separation zone, which is, well, it's quite, it's 5 or 6 miles each channel, so it's about 12 miles across, with a gap in the middle. But when conditions are like this, it's foggy. I'll just show you on the chart here, look. That has got a little arrow that way, and that means that the traffic's coming this way. You can hear that? You can just hear an engine and a foghorn. So what I do is every couple of minutes I've got a horn of my own, and I just hit the horn and give it a good blast. Just to let people know that I'm out here. Hopefully they can see me on their radar. But when the fog comes in like this, it's difficult to see. My visibility is down to probably less than a mile all the way around me. So what I've got every so often, I just pop down here. I just pop downstairs. What I do is I turn the radar on. I don't know how well you can see this, but there's the radar. Now, there's a range on it, so at the moment it's 6 miles, 6 nautical miles. And at the moment it shows nothing in front of me, which is good. Well, I've just had these blops go past and they got pretty close. You see 12 miles, they've gone a little smaller now. I keep it on 6 miles. If I get it to 3 miles, look, that's a big blob there. That's a boat that's gone past. Now, I can't see anything up ahead. For the moment, that's good. So I keep the range up, turn the range up to 6, and keep an eye out for anything coming on here. And that's handy because I can't see anything, so I know that the ships are now, hopefully, ships that are big like that, and the radar should pick up small ships as well, but it's easier, you know, they're less likely to hit them. So I'm picking up the big ships, which are now on my starboard side, hopefully. So still got to keep a good watch out, checking every so often and listening to hear where the horn's coming from. And that's why radar's very handy. I don't often have to turn it on because I'm not often in like heavy fog, but it's not, I mean, I've got about a mile, which is better than nothing, but sometimes it just goes down to 0 visibility. So radar, very handy to have. And what I really want to do one day is, maybe if I've got the money, is put another radar on here and integrate it into the chart plotter, so I don't have to pop down below decks. Then I can just have it on the chart here. But yeah, good so far. I got some wind. I'm doing about 5 knots, so I'm really happy with that. Had a few dolphins about an hour ago. It's coming up to 10:30, so I'm going to just do another. Every hour I set a timer and I plot my position. Just if anything happens to my electronics, I have my compass and I have charts, so I can plot where I'm going and see where I am at sea. But all good so far. Happy days. Just keep my eyes peeled for these tankers. I'll be happy when, you know, in about, I don't know, it says it's 17 miles. In a bit there'll be a gap, so there shouldn't be anything in there, but and there's another like section of it for another 6 miles. So in about 17 miles, which is like 3 hours away, 3 or 4 hours away of sailing, hopefully I'll be clear of that, and I'll just have to watch out for small vessels, which is less worrying. But cool, we're on our way back to Blighty. And that's what a tanker looks like in this mist. He's a ways away, but ahead my visibility is very low. Scary tankers. I'll be glad to be out of the separation zone. Here I am, look, I'm just coming out of this first bit, which is the tankers going that way, going west, and I've got them coming up the other way now, so I've got to keep my eye on my starboard side. Plowing through the water here. Well, the wind's come up nicely now, and I'm doing about 6 knots. I'm 6.3, 6.4, 6.5 knots. We're heeled over quite a bit, but it's all right. I'm just going to make the most of it while we've got the wind. You know, get a bit of speed, get out of this traffic separation zone, in away from the nasty tankers, and just enjoy the lovely sailing. Yeah, I mean, this is great. If I could get this, the wind speed's like 12.5 knots. You know, I'm doing 5.5, 6.5 knots, and that's perfect for me. I'm quite happy with that. I'll do that all day. So basically, I don't know what I've done. I've still got a ways to go yet, not even halfway yet, so let's see how many miles I've got left to go. Take a glow off. To the entrance of Dartmouth, I've still got 42 nautical miles to go, which at this speed, I don't know, I'd say it's about 8 hours, because you can't guarantee I'm going to maintain this speed, but if I can keep 5 knots up, then that's like 8 hours. Yeah, so 8.5 hours. It's 11:30, so I'll just be getting to the entrance of Dartmouth when it's getting dark. Right, so it's 11:45. Still, I've got better visibility now, but I'm doing about 5 knots, and I'm halfway through the traffic separation scheme in the middle. But now, out to the port side, in the distance I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, but that's gone past. 5, that's on the way past. So I can see out here. Probably hard for you to see, so I'll see if I can zoom in. Big ship. It's a big ship. Luckily, I've still got the radar on. I got another few miles another 4 miles before I go in, and then after that another 6 miles. So they're 6 miles apart, these zones. So I've got 6 miles where there's heavy traffic. I'll just keep going and keep an eye out, but you know, hopefully most of the time I think they see you and they sort of change course. But like coming back over from England towards France last time, I had to adjust my course a couple of times, but I think most of the time it's just best to stay your course, but just keep an eye out, because most of the time they can see you. They got you know, radar and stuff like that, and they will automatically just adjust their course slightly, but you can't guarantee that. Sometimes they might not be on watch, might not see you, so it's best to keep an eye out. But I'll be glad when I'm through it, to be honest. But what I have got also is this, which is a bottle, and what I've done is I've put a note in it with some money, and I'm going to throw it out into the ocean, and hopefully it will wash up on a beach somewhere and someone will send me a postcard. I put some money in it so someone can post me something, and it's glass, so it will degrade if no one ever finds it. So I'm still not really littering, as it were, but I've always wanted to put a bottle with a message in it and see if anyone with some little treasure in it, so if anyone finds it they'll get a note of money and a little note with my address saying, hi, please let me know where this ended up. So I'll do that in a bit. When I get halfway I'll put it in the English Channel. Well, it started to rain, but just over from me there's some sort of feeding frenzy going on with dolphins and gannets. I'll try and zoom in on it for you. It's a bit rolly for me to get any decent footage, but yeah, there was definitely some sort of feeding thing going on there. Gannets and dolphins, gannets diving, and obviously a load of fish or something. I'm still heading to the second part of the traffic separation zone, so there are a few tankers over here which I'm keeping an eye on. Hopefully an hour or so, and I'll at this speed and I'll be out of that, and I'll be glad, because I mean, you still have to watch out for these things, but when you've just got a row of them, you know, like a big thing like that over there. So it's a bit rolly to kind of see that, but yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the tanker just gone past there. Look, just there. Look. And these ships aren't small. There's one, any more up there? 1, 2, and that's not far away, that one. And then as I go through the boat, there's one over there, that's big. One over there, that's big. And there's one over there which is huge. Oh my god, it's like a mountain. So, what are some of the things that I've taken away from this trip so far? Well, first thing I'd say is it's only until you start doing longer trips, or when you have a lack of visibility, i.e. fog, or at night, do you really appreciate your radar. I tend to use it less when I'm just coastal hopping in the daytime, but you really do appreciate it in the fog with larger commercial vessels around you. Also, that brings me to another subject. I think AIS would probably be a useful upgrade for myself and for other sailors around me. I know most of you who'll be watching this will know what AIS is. For those of you who don't, it stands for automatic identification system. Well, that just about brings me to the end of part 2 of Crossing the English Channel. Next time in part 3, see what happens as I have a really interesting wildlife encounter on my way back to England. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please press like and subscribe. You know, it really helps me out. And hit the bell if you want notifying for future episodes. But for now, take care and I'll see you next time.